Good evening. Good evening. If you can see me and hear me, please let me know in the comment section. Hello. Please, if you can see me and hear me, kindly let me know in the comment section. I think I'm having some network challenges. I hope that the network will be good today so that we can do this session. All right. So, good evening. And today is day 18. We're counting down to the end of our 21-day challenge. Okay, so we have 1920. So just 3 more days, and it has been all shades of awesome. So if you've been following from day one, we have learned a whole lot about our children. Okay, that is going to launch us into the new year. Okay, a lot of things that we need to reflect on, a lot of things that we need to, question why we are doing what we do, a lot of things we need to reevaluate, in the way we have been approaching, the relationship we have with our children, a lot of eye openers, a lot of reflections. Okay, so I believe that we've been learning a lot. And if you're just joining for the first time, you need to go and catch up on day 1 to 16. So yesterday, day 17, we had a bit of network and phone challenges. So we're going to go through day 17 again, but we are starting with day 18. And if you're just joining for the first time, I am Boma Obofuribo. I'm a positive parents coach and the founder of the Positive Parenting Academy. Okay, so we run a parenting community, which is the Positive Parents Circle. There is a cohort that is ongoing. Okay, and if you want to be a part of it, you will need to register for 2025. So you can start registering now. Okay, and when we're going to be starting again in 2024 November, okay, you will be a part of it. But you don't have to wait till that time. Okay, the academy also runs some courses through the year. So we have the Year Less Connect More, which will be coming up in March 2024. So all those yelling parents, you need to look out for this course. Okay, and then we also have the Healing Your Inner Child. A lot of childhood experiences were traumatizing, both emotionally, physically, mentally, and we don't realize that we are doing the same thing to our children without knowing, because these experiences were stored in our subconscious. So the Healing Your Inner Child course will help you to become aware of some of these experiences that you did not know is actually what is programming you in the way you parent. Okay, when parents realize all of this, it is a game changer for them. So that course is coming up in June. Then we have the other course, Boost Your Child's Learning Performance. Okay, so a lot of parents complain that their children struggle. They struggle with a lot of subjects, they struggle with learning, they struggle with doing their homework, they struggle with understanding concepts, especially mathematics. Okay, so in that course, we're going to unlock the brain potential of your child and help you to help them, develop a love for learning and to enhance their learning experiences. So these are the courses you need to be a part of, okay, while you wait for the next cohort of the Positive Parent Circle, because there is a cohort that is ongoing. And of course, the Skill Kids Hub. So we're going to be starting in January, okay? Onboarding is starting in 4 days, okay? Parents have signed up, they are ready, they are pumped up. A lot of them have printed their t-shirts and are waiting, okay? So if you have a child 5 to 10 years, you need to sign your kid up for this Skilled Kids Hub, okay? We're going to be starting in January, but registration is closing in 4 days, just 4 days. All right, so children 5 to 10 years are the children that are part of this Skilled Hub, okay, where we're going to be training them. I was in a session, before I came on with a parent, taking her through what it is we're going to learn, and immediately she signed up after hearing everything that I said. All right, so don't miss this opportunity, please. Your children grow every day, they will not wait for you. Imagine that your child was between 9 and 10. 5 to 10 years is a time to train. It's a time for building skills. Any window of opportunity you miss, when they move to the next stage, is going to be a struggle. Okay, your children grow every day, so time is of the essence. It is a thing of urgency, parents. It's not a question of should I or should I not. You need to seize it as the opportunity comes. And of course, finally, I launched my book. The pre-order, okay, the actual book launch will be in January. I shared skills, okay, that you need to teach. It's an amazing read that you will pass on to generations. So if you've not pre-ordered your copy, I don't know what you're waiting for. All right, so amazing. You're welcome. Hassana, good evening. Let me see, you are welcome. So if you can see me and hear me, please let me know in the comment section that I can be seen and heard. Today is the 18th, and it has been an amazing time of learning. Okay, so like I said yesterday, we're going to be taking that challenge again today. We had some issues with the network. Okay, so today the 18 says, what is the chore, all right, that your child would rather not do? Okay, what is the chore that your child would rather not do? Okay, so I can be seen and heard. Amazing. So the chore, so let's get our feedback in the comment section. What is that chore? You know, when it comes to chores, okay, a lot of children, all right, they struggle with it. And that is part of what will be helping your kids, you know, with in the Skill Kids Hub. All right, so chores. And it's also the way you go about it, okay, that will determine if your child will love chores or not. So don't expect them to, you know, automatically get used to doing it. All right, there is a way. There is a way, okay, to build this skill. Okay, so let's hear you in the comment section. What chore would your child rather not do? So when it comes to chores, while we're waiting for the comments, when it comes to chores, you know, you need to understand, you know, I've seen a lot of parents, they tend to misplace, you know, priorities. So for instance, they don't believe, you know, that a child, you know, a little child should be doing chores. Okay, they look at it as if, oh, I don't want my child to suffer, you know, I don't want to stress my child. But they would rather put them on screen, you know, devices. But these are the things that are stressing the child's brain. So a lot of things we do, you know, from a place of assumption, from a place of ignorance. The knowledge is liberating, okay? So why is this important for you to know? All right. So she doesn't like sweeping. She said it makes her back hot. Okay. So that is good. Now, this is a key learning moment. You know, the goal of this challenge, you know, is to help your children to think, is to help them to solve a problem. Okay. So when she said that, what was your response? I would love to know, because the goal is not to, you know, if you identify, okay, this is the chore that your child doesn't like, you now say, okay, if you don't like it, don't do it. No, you are not teaching them. And you know, I'm all about skills. I'm the skills master. So that's why I talk about skills a lot in my book. You're going to find an amazing, you know, you find amazing strategies that I give you as relatable strategies, practical strategies that you can use to build the skills that successful parents use with their children. It is going to transform your journey. Okay. And it's the same thing we're doing in the Skill Kids Hub. The curriculum is designed in such a way that is going to build skills that, you know, were even difficult for you to achieve, but we're going to use tools that will help your children. Now, this tool, this challenge, why is it key? The goal is not for you to say, okay, because your child doesn't like this, she shouldn't do it. So, Hassan, I want to know, what did you tell her after she said that? Because you're not supposed to end there. She should actually learn to sweep. So, part of the skills, you know, your children need to learn, all right, is cognitive flexibility. You know, they need to learn how to use different ways to solve a problem. Okay, so when it's not going, in a particular way, how else can I achieve this, right? How else can I achieve this? Okay, so it helps them to think. So you need to, give them that opportunity. So for instance, like you said, your daughter doesn't like sweeping because it makes her back hurt. So ask, how else can you do this? Okay, how else can you do this? Because if you insist and say no, you must sweep, you know you want to make the process something that is enjoyable, something that is interesting, something that they are also bringing their contribution to it. So I'll give you an example. For instance, folding clothes. Okay, my daughter initially used to dread folding clothes. She was complaining and all. So I now said, okay, how can you make it interesting? Because this is like your own contribution, okay, to the family. Like, we all have everything that we do. So now, how can you make your own, fun and interesting? So because she likes a lot of play and hands-on, she came up with it on her own and said, okay, I'll be singing songs, and playing, singing songs and all of that while folding. Okay, and then she realized that as she goes on to do that, time is passing. She's not really focusing, you know, on the fact that, oh, I'm doing a chore, it's so difficult. So while singing and all of it, she finds that she's able to now do everything, and get it done. All right, you talk about task initiation, following through, and all of that. Then another thing she thought about, okay, these clothes are too many. How do I go about it, to make the burden light? So she has decided that, okay, she will start involving her younger sister, start teaching her, how to food. So the goal, like I said, is not for you to exempt them, you know, from these chores. You're going to use it as a learning opportunity. Okay. So Hasana says, I encourage her to sweep, although it doesn't come out perfect, but we keep practicing. So what does she use to sweep? Because there are different ways. So for instance, you can use the broom. The broom will require you to bend down more. But if you're using a brush, okay, if you're using those brushes that are long, you don't need to bend much. You can use that with the dustpan. So you can also help her to think, okay, which other way, can I get around to doing this? Okay, so it doesn't always have to be your way. That is what we talk about, cognitive flexibility. All right, so it's important, it's key. Okay, so that is the goal of today's tool. When we talk about what chore does your child not like, okay, it's for us to use it as an opportunity for them to think critically how they can do it and still find it enjoyable, how they can solve the problem of the task being something that is boring or either challenging. The goal is not for you to shield them away from it, and that is a skill that we're trying to build. Remember, again, chores are critical. Okay, so like I was saying, a lot of parents misplace it. Chores are critical. Okay, so broom, of course, broom it's not everybody that will love broom, because of course it requires you to bend. But if she can use the brush, okay, maybe that would also help. It gets the work done, but probably it may not go into the little places that but let her start. So that's what I'm saying. If you're starting a child on a particular chore for the first time, don't make it daunting. Okay, don't make it daunting. Start it in an enjoyable way, and then with time, like you said, she keeps practicing, and then eventually she will find out that, okay, I probably need to use broom in some places that the brush cannot go. But let's her start with the brush. It's more fun. As it becomes fun, she practices it, she's practicing it, and then she gets better with it. Okay. If you make the chore boring or challenging, or something that is so hectic, the children will lose interest and they will look at it as a punishment. And then another thing is that you can also break it. So for instance, maybe she has a whole place to sweep, you can ask her, okay, take it in sections, okay? And that also is related to how your child learns and all of that, which is what we go in depth in the positive parent circle. But I will just say this, okay? That is what you can do, all right? That is what you can do. Okay, so remember again, chores are critical. Like I said, misplacing priorities as early as 2. As long as you have seen your child indicating interest to help out, please, by all means, okay? The thing is that parents would rather want to just quickly do it because they know it's going to save time. But guess what? In the long run, you will still do this thing for longer. So I have a parent that has teenage children, and it is a burden for her now, simply because she was always saying, okay, let me do it, it's quicker. Instead of talking, they will make a mess, they will do this. But in the long run now, she's having to do all these things now that they are teenagers. So once your child shows interest, please allow them. The mess, parenting is in the mess. As they make the mess, they are learning. Okay? They make the mess, they are learning. It's for you to just give them the enabling environment to explore. Like we said, children are explorers. Okay? So that is it for that too. Now, yesterday we were talking about what does your child love to do just before bedtime? What does your child love to do just before bedtime? Okay? And I was sharing, in that live session that what your child loves to do, is an indication, of what their love language may be. It's also an indication of the thing you should pay attention to. So, for instance, one of the parents on the call mentioned that the child loves bedtime stories. So if you're on this call, please let us know, what does your child love to do just before bedtime? Okay, so the child loved bedtime stories, right? So these are things you can eventually, after you observe, you can use as a routine. Okay, you can use it as a ritual. All right. And I was also explaining that there are critical times or moments, in the course of the day when, okay, so Yemisi says reading as well. There are critical times in the course of the day where you need to pay attention to, all right? One of them is, when they wake up, while they are getting ready for school, like on a typical school day, what are the things you do? So I've learned that regardless of what it is that they may have done or did not do, okay, I try not to spoil their morning, because I understand that, that morning is critical to the rest of their day. Okay, now another critical time is when you are dropping them off. So they are looking at you, they are going into the world, to absorb all the things that is going to happen in their day. The thing that will give them the strength to go forth and face their world is that certainty of your support and your love. So if at that time you're telling them the things that they did not do, and calling them names, getting angry with them, giving them attitude, you've literally spoiled the rest of their day. So they will not be able to be productive for the rest of the day. They will be thinking in their mind how they have wronged you. They feel so bad. And also, I try not to bring up any issue that I think is a problem at those critical moments. Now, another critical time is, just before bedtime, like I said. So I made a comment, and I want us to also write it in the comment section. Never let your child go to bed questioning your love for them. Never let your child go to bed questioning your love for them. So that is why I was asking this challenge for yesterday. Okay? Pay attention to the things your children love and try to do it. So when you're done with it, because that is how they feel loved. Okay? As they go to sleep, you know, Let the memories they have be one of, oh, mommy loves me, daddy loves me. It's not when they are going to bed, you finish scolding them for something, and you know they are going to bed with this thought that, okay, maybe something is wrong with me and all of that. Now, that is why that too was important. So Hasana says, my daughter loves bedtime stories and playing with her siblings. Okay. Yes. So Yemisi says, never let your child, yes, go to bed questioning your love for them. Now, another reason why that too was important is you need to ensure, that they do things that are not screen involved. So I like that you talked about reading bedtime stories. Okay. So let it become a ritual. Have like a screen-free time before bedtime. Okay. Let whatever it is they are doing not be involved with screen, so that their heads, their brain, can relax, can, set the tone for them to have a good night rest. Remember, screen dysregulates the brain function. Okay, it dysregulates the brain function. All right, so that is why that challenge was important yesterday. Okay, so that is all we have for today. Please, if you learned anything, go and rave on the WhatsApp group. Tell us what it is you learned and what you'll be doing differently. We're going to be giving a prize to the parent that has been showing up since day one, that has been engaging. We already know who our first and second runner-up is. Okay, so we see the parents that have been engaging since day one and they've been doing so well. So well done. Our parents, that are going to be taking the prize will be unveiled on the last day of the challenge, which is day 21. Today is 18, so that's on Thursday. Okay. All right. So I hope you got value. Thank you for your time. If you've not signed your kids up for the Skill Kids Hub, please do. All right. We close registration in 4 days. All right. And of course, go and get a copy, pre-order my book, and also share to your family and friends. All right. So have an amazing night. Thank you so much for joining in. Yemisi, I see you. Hasana, I see you. Okay. I don't know if there's any other person on this call. Thank you. If I can't see your name, please pardon me. But I see you all, and I say thank you so much for being a part of today. Tomorrow is another day, right? So tomorrow is day 19, and we have another challenge which will be posted on the group tomorrow. Okay. All right. So good night and have an amazing night rest.